one-man service station, 1996. Without confusion, clarity brings nothing. Without questioning, answers won't bring truth. Without death, life to its fullest will be lost like the innocence of youth. Without solitude, community can do nothing. Without knowing ourselves, we cannot truly give. Without finding that place so lonely, our actions will be as empty as the lives we live. So step inside my heart, but walk gently. Know you traveled a long way. Step inside my heart, 'cause we need to be together. We're gonna make it through these days. Without silence, words lose their meaning. Without listening, speaking cannot heal. Without reaching out towards one another, we'll lose ourselves in what only we think we feel. So step inside my heart, walk gently. You know you traveled a long way. Step inside my heart, 'cause we need to be together if we're gonna make it through these days. Step inside my head. Step inside my heart. Without faith, believing is foolish. Without doubt, we cannot grow. Without time, patience is useless, and an anger will only make itself more known. This anger will only make itself more known. So step inside my heart, walk gently. You know you traveled a long way. Step inside my heart, 'cause we need to be together if we're gonna make it through these days. These days. Yeah, there it is. Come on. Here we are, here we are, here we are. Well, welcome. Glad that you're here. My wife is manning the conversation, so thank you, babe, for that. Appreciate it. So here we are. Yes, 1996, one-man service station. I was 26 years old when I recorded this record, and the last week or so, I've been kind of going through old journals, which I wouldn't recommend doing that, just because it is good. It's good. I'm gonna share one right now, just because I think it would be hilarious. From April 1st, 1995. I played in Felton, California last night to 6 people. I have 4 here now. I'm winning, including the employees of the roasting company of where I was playing. I left Felton selling 2 CDs and getting a $22 tip from the 2 of the audience folks. I'm amazed that even in a small place like that, that the music can touch people. I mean, there shouldn't be any reason why not, but it leads me to believe that every gig is important. I was very deep in when I was 25. No matter how small or how large, every one of them is important. David Wilcox told me once to look at the present, focus on the room you're playing in now, not the one tomorrow or the one you will hopefully play in, but right here, right now. And then I gave myself a little pep talk. I said, hang on, C-Dub. You will make it. There we go. Who said that? Not cool. Consistent inconsistencies make the heart too hard and the eyes blind to see. Always going and never still, paying a high price to a never-ending dream and an undying will. On the edge, unable to reach the fruits of labor that only smell so sweet. Wanting to taste, yearning to try the juices that spring forth like cool rain from the sky. You and I were made for better things. We're fighting for something that we will never see. You and I were made for better things, like reaching an end and hearing those angels sing. Living without, living within, breathing air because one must if one is to live. Apathetic embrace of truth, living with hope only because you say it's easier to. You and I were made for better things. We're fighting for something that we will never see. You and I were made for better things, like reaching in and hearing those angels sing. So it is, so it shall be. Remain it today, but keep your eyes open to see. Rejoice in the giving, accepting too. 'Cause there is much more waiting there for you. 'Cause you and I were made for better things, fighting for something that we will never see. You and I were made for better things, like reaching an end and hearing those angels sing. Hearing those angels sing. Hearing those Come on, I haven't played that song in a really long time. Oh, it's been a hot 10 years. At least.
Request for more journal entries.
Yeah. All right. I see. Well, this record was called One Man Service Station, which one of my friends who is watching now should have told me that was a really bad idea to name a record after that, because there's lots of connotations that could come along with calling your album One Man Service Station in your mid-20s. But it was actually the song, the title came from the song I'm about to play, and it's about this guy right here. Some of you may remember this. This is a compact disc, and this is actually this is a cassette right here, and I have about 47 of these in my attic, and show the Instas right there. I have about 47 of these cassettes in my attic, and I'd love for anyone. I'd love for all of you to have them. So if you want to buy anything off of my website tonight, my wife is going to put up the website. I will gladly send you. I have a whole bunch of these CDs, so I'm gonna include whatever you buy. Don't buy One Man Service Station. Buy anything else, and I will put in a cassette and a CD. Oh, gratis. Because one of the things we've been doing during the COVIDs is cleaning our house, and so the attic actually looks pretty great, but I got a lot of CDs and cassettes up there that need to go away. So that the song that I'm about to sing is about Floyd Whipple. That's him there, and he was quite a character. But the story of this song, and I'm going to try to limit my stories tonight. The story of this song is that I was standing in the B&O coffee shop in Ellensburg, Washington, and I don't drink coffee, as many of you from the Starbucks days on 45th and Wallingford remember that I used to get paid a pound of coffee, and I would convince you to come hear me play because I would give you that pound of coffee if you came. But I was in B&O Coffee, probably getting a hot chocolate, and was standing there, and it's an old gas station, and wearing two shirts right now is really, really warm. I'm just going to say that, but I wanted to rock the shirts that I was wearing in the photo shoot that I so proudly have displayed, and I still own them right here. But I was standing in the B&O coffee shop, and I looked up on the shelf, and there was this gas station history book from all kinds of different gas stations around the country, and the page was open to the B&O coffee shop, which I was standing in, which was Floyd Whipple's gas station. And so I sort of borrowed the book and I photocopied it, and I kind of I was in my mid-20s. I loved Pierce Pettis. He was one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and he was just the master. He still is the master of writing character songs and songs that tell stories, and at that point the only story that I was telling was my own, and so I wanted to take a stab at writing a character song, kind of a character story song. And so I took down the book and photocopied and went home and wrote this song. A weathered hand across a glass, polished clean but not too fast. Tank is full and the tires too. You quietly ask, can I check your oil for you? Here for years by the side of Highway 10, where the road spills from the mountains west of the river's bend. No need for speed in this small town, at this one-man service station where time itself slows down. Slows down. I pulled in at 8:30. The sun was down, it was getting late. The sign said closed, but the light was still on, and the voice inside said, "May I help you, son?" He cracked that door and he opened a smile. He knew I'd been traveling a long while. His face was worn like the road that I was on, and that wooden chair that he sat upon for years by the side of Highway 10, where the road spills from the mountains west of the river's bend. No need for speed in this small town, this one-man service station where time itself slows down. This room was as simple as from the very first day, and over 40 years ago, not much the station to change. Things move on, he said to me, and the older you get, yeah, the more you see. The progress moves even faster than time, and with that new interstate, he thinks he's been left behind. He said, "This used to be a small town with really big dreams, plenty of time. Now we ain't got enough time to get what we think we need, without feeling left behind, left behind, left behind." He pointed to the window, to the sign reading "Soul." And as we walked to my big red van, I knew all I needed to know. I watched his tired eyes and his hands move with grace, and I knew I would never forget this place that was there for years by the side of Highway 10, where the road spills from the mountains west of the river's bend. No need for speed in their small town, at this one-man service station where time itself slows down. The weathered head across the glass, polished clean but not too fast. Yeah, thanks. So fun.
I wonder if we can get some mixtapes if we buy stuff from the store.
Oh, I still actually. I vaguely remember that, but thankfully I still have all of my cassette tapes upstairs. Not in the attic, but in another space because I don't want them to melt and be ruined. But I probably could dig some of those out, maybe from the Aura Smith room 344. Freshman year was when the mixtapes began. That was a good time right there. And I do. If anyone, can you attach pictures as comments in Facebook? I don't know, but if anybody has it,
You can. Yeah, you can.
okay. If you're commenting and you actually have a picture of my very first cassette that I did a woodcut for the cover on, I don't know what I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give you something awesome. You have to send a picture and attach it in your comment. One of the things that I discovered as I read through my journal from 1994 through 96 was that I was a very sad and lonely 20-year-old. And this song is just... oh, it's just... it's just so funny, but look back and just think, oh, I had no clue. I really had absolutely no clue. I did find a very funny entry about being somewhere, I think in Monterey Bay, and making fun of mothers who were babying their kids. And then at the very end of that statement, I said, what am I to know? I'm a 24-year-old single dude. I shouldn't be saying anything. So I did have some wisdom, at least in the back of my head. But this is the first line of the song says everything about all those journal entries. I feel like I'm already losing you, and you're not even mine. I feel like we're already slipping away just as fast as our time, 'cause that rhymes with mine. Together is how I want to be, and inside my mind I can see you exactly the way it never seems to work out that way. There's a mystery in the unspoken word beyond what eyes can see. My quick thoughts have chased me down as I'm lost in your mystery. The path we will take from here is far from being clear, but I'll be fine just as long as you are near. So won't you come to me? Night after night I tell myself not to wait. Night after night I feel your strength, but still I hesitate as I struggle to just let it be, let it be, let it be. What's in my heart and mind, but I can't always separate the two. I ask for some direction in providing me with the truth, 'cause I may lie about how I feel, 'cause I don't want to scare you. Sometimes the truth so real, yes it can, yes it can. Night after night I tell myself not to wait. Night after night I feel your strength, but still I hesitate as I struggle to I don't need no burning bush. Please give me a sign that everything is going to be just fine. You see, I'm tired, and man, am I feeling alone. I've been driving for 17 hours and I'm still on the same damn road. But I'm moving forward, yes I am. I've got to believe that I can, so that however life touches me, I can still pick up my voice and sing this song. Sing this song. I keep checking over my shoulder, afraid that I will find something from my past that's gonna kick in my behind, or make me feel lost, or make me take a wrong turn. But I guess no turn is wrong if I'm still learning, yeah, that I'm moving forward, yes I am. Got to believe that I can, so that however life touches me, I can still pick up my voice and sing this song. This song, I ain't walking on water, but still I'm gonna need a hand, because I know that I am only one man, and I will stumble. Man, I know that I will be wrong, and you'll need to keep on singing me this song, that I'm moving forward, yes I am. I've got to believe that I can, so that however life touches me, I can still pick up my voice and sing this song, yeah. I wanna keep singing, I wanna keep singing, I wanna keep singing this song long as I can. Yeah. This song. Come on. Oh, I can't take this anymore. So freaking sweaty. The grunge days were good, weren't they? They were hot, but when you live in Seattle, I think it's funny because that it started in Seattle, because it made sense, because it was Seattle and it was rainy and cold all the time, and I remember the first year that I lived in Seattle, and I wondered to myself, the first April that I was there, and there were 29 days out of the month of April that were gray and or rainy, and I thought to myself, what did I just do? But I do think that it's funny because the rest of the world obviously caught on to the grunge and the flannel. January 15th, 1996. So I made this record in Los Angeles with my friend David Miner, who produced Chase the Buffalo by Pierce Pettis, and one of my all-time favorite records. And so it was kind of a big deal because the first record that I made, the one that a few of you wanted me to start with tonight that I'm not, Sea Car Ground. Mom, I'm so sorry that I'm not playing this one. Oh, she's not on here. She's just pissed. She didn't want to listen because I didn't start with that record. But that record I made in Seattle with some friends and a guy named Marty, who was the saxophone player in the Motels. That was his big claim to fame. But I will just say that it wasn't the best studio. And so it was a big deal for me to go down to Los Angeles.
Stand corrected. Babs is here.
Hey, Babs, my mom's here. Everybody type comments to my mom. Oh, she's already said, why not? Hi, Mom. And I went to L.A., and it's so fun. Just above the comment from my mom is my friend Tristan. And Tristan was in Pepperdine and lived with a bunch of ladies, the Sea Breeze, I think is what they called the house. Sea Breeze ladies. They lived on this hill overlooking the ocean. I don't know how anybody at Pepperdine gets anything done because it's so beautiful there. But I drove down in my van, Freddie, and stayed in a tent on their back porch, which was odd, but they're incredibly gracious. Thank you, Tristan and friends. And I made this record with my friend David Miner in a really cool studio with some amazing players, and including my friend Spencer from BC. And so I wanted to read you sort of an entry from that time, because I thought it was pretty fitting for just kind of looking back and also looking forward. So January 15th, 1996. As I sit in David's room listening to Spencer jam a harmony mandolin part to this song, which is the song I just did, jam scat part, and it's so cool. I used a lot of exclamation points too, in honor of my dad who taught me that. It's taking shape slowly. We're all a little slappy because none of us got very much sleep. We ended up needing an extra half day last night, and so we went to Peace in the Valley, which is the name of the studio, at 7 and worked till about 12:45 a.m. We smoked cigars last night after we're done. We tracked Better Things, Hope for Morning, the instrumental, and Superman, and we made some rough mixes. It is so good to just chill and hang out and have some rest after these long days of working. It was like 2.5 days of working. Yesterday, I took a walk out to the point to have a little downtime, and my mind raced with all the things that I need to take care of, including the budget details for production. We'll most likely have to eat into our duplicating funds, which means I'll need to come up with some extra money. Added costs for the extra half day and the mic rental. Last night on our way home from the studio, we continued talking about the process of how God reveals things to us and how we never really know what he's doing. And that led to speaking about this album project and how I was feeling about it and where I've come from since last spring when I was here visiting David on my road trip. And we laughed about God's timing. So I went down to LA once or twice to kind of meet with him and see if it would make sense to work together. I dreamed, I prayed, I presented, I rejoiced. I waited. I pursued. I waited. I rested. I pursued. I prayed. I pursued. I made plans. I prayed. And then we spoke. And here we are making an album. It truly was divine. The times that I waited and felt like I should call and didn't was perhaps me listening. The money, the details, the musicians, the studio. Divine. The peace. Divine. David said that he gets a lot of offers and requests to make albums, and he usually says yes, but they don't always come to fruition. But when they do, he feels like God has placed an anointing on them because people tell them that they can't stop listening to this album or that album. I pray that this happens with this record too. Not for my sake. Well, yes, for my sake. But more, I mean that this album will fall into the hands of the folks who need to hear it. Lord, I pray that you will be upon it and deliver it where it needs to go. I'm thankful for David's wisdom and willingness to share his knowledge, both spiritual and musical. The project is moving along quite well, and we've come a long way, and the record is taking shape, but it has so much more shape to take. And then once again, a pep talk. Remember, enjoy the process. Enjoy the time. Oops. This is probably the one song that is held over for all the years. Most of these I haven't played in 10 some plus years, but this one often gets requested, and it's called Hope for Morning, and I've heard a lot of stories of people using it at their weddings, which is an amazing thing, and I always kind of laughed because it's a song about death, but it's a love song, and written for my grandfather after he passed away. And the first line is one of the most poetic lines that I've written. When the orange glow of the sky turns from sunset to city light. And I have to tell you the story about that because I was sitting at a truck stop outside Portland, Oregon, and the orange glow of the sky was actually just the truck stop lights. But I took creative liberties. Doesn't sound nearly as romantic. When the orange glow of the sky turns from sunset to city light, and the moon slowly rises through the trees, when the clenched hands of the day have released the stars to play, and night rides on a gentle breeze, and hold my hand and whisper my name. I promise you that I will always love you the same. Close your eyes and look for nothing more, and let my gentle spirit give you the wind to soar. On the wings of angels we will go, lifted higher by the dawn's glow. I heard a voice say, follow me, for I have led the way. Reach for me, embrace your heart. Where today is ended, we will once again start tomorrow, together for the rest of our days. And hold my hand and whisper my name. I promise you that I will always love you the same. Close your eyes and look for nothing more, and let my gentle spirit give you the wind to soar. If you wake in the middle of the night to a small burning light, feel its warmth, and then realize that it is laid to keep you safe until the sun has been seen through daybreak by your soul, seen through child eyes. And hold my hand and whisper my name. I promise you that I will always love you the same. Close your eyes and look for nothing more, and let my gentle spirit give you the wind to soar. Thanks. Thank you. first time that I saw freedom fly, she set fire to the morning sky. The dawn had broken, but no sun was to rise, so freedom set sail, moving, flying. The next time that I saw freedom fly, she came closer to giving me a sigh. I could see everything in a clear white light of being free and the ability to fly, freedom fly on the edge of the night. Fly, freedom fly, take your spirit on a soul around. Nothing could break freedom and flight. No opposition couldn't give up a good fight. She set her mind on what was inside of being free and the ability to fly, freedom fly on the edge of the night. Fly, freedom fly, take my spirit on a soul Every time that I saw freedom fly, she sets fire to the mountainous sky, able to catch wind and soar beyond. I wish I could fly like freedom fly. Come on. Scott Pennell, I saw your name come across that screen.
There's all kinds of Malibu chatter.
Yeah, love it.
Got some pictures.
Oh,
some
good.
Connections. Dirksen disconnected.
Love it, love it. Scott Pennell was a dear friend of mine, still is a dear friend of mine, up in Kentucky, and he and I spent, along with a lot of other folks on there, Calvin Nichols, I think I saw your name come across, and Dirksen. I don't know who else is there, but we spent 6 weeks up at a place called Malibu Young Life Camp in British Columbia, and my job, I was down the inner dock, and basically that just meant I chucked canoes in and out, and I would get in my boat and go out and hang out in the middle of the inlet. Outstanding. And Panella was back in the day of Young Life camps, he was the camp photographer, which means he just took pictures of people all week, and then would spend the night before printing them out, black and white pictures in his darkroom. And so there were a lot of times where he and I would just jump in the boat to go take take pictures of the two eagles that lived at Malibu, and I decided to name them, and that's what that song was about. One was named Free and one was named Dumb because it kept falling out of the tree, and so it became Free Dumb, and that's where the song came from, which is fun. I also doing some digging in the attic, found some of these excellent things before there was email and cell phones. I used to send out postcards, these postcards, which are kind of fun. Actual stamps, and I had a mailing list. This one was to my childhood dog. I sent one to her every time, just so my parents would know what was going on. And here it is, actually. After spending the summer in the mountains of BC with some really quality folks, I've decided to jump full force into this music thing, full time! Exclamation point. I'm not sure how it's all going to work. I still am. But the changes are really exciting. Your many forms of continued support and greatly appreciated. And I hope to be able to share some of my music with you. Album? Question mark. There you go. That man, that's September. That was like right after. So that's a funny one. And then there was the this one, April gigs. I got a little more fancy. In the olden days, I actually used to handwrite them like this. And this was the Save the Bus benefit concert. And there's a picture of Freddie there that I drew, and it says. It's a picture of me and the VW bus, and it says lemon pointing at the bus and then sucker pointing at me, because I think I bought a vehicle that didn't really work very good, but that thing went across the country a number of times, so I did a little benefit, Save the Bus benefit concert. Tickets were $5, so I probably didn't raise a lot of money. And then this is one of my favorites. This is an early one. Yeah. And it says, I know, it's so good, isn't it? Oh, speaking of, I totally meant to put this on. Because I found this hat, and I'm wearing it. Let's see. Actually, I've been wearing it all day in preparation for this evening. It's not this hat, but it's another hat. I think I lost that hat, but I'll wear this one. So this postcard says, who is this East Coast songwriting, guitar playing, poor freak, and why did he send me a postcard? And on the back, it says, top 10 reasons you received this postcards. 10, you were picked by a random drawing. This is probably when, what's his face, top 10 list. What was that guy's name again? David Letterman, top 10 list. That's why. 10, you were picked by a random drawing. 9, you're really swell. 8, the Honey Bear Bakery has great eats. That was where I was playing, obviously. 7, I have nothing else better to do than send mass mail to strangers. 6, your parents asked me to. 5, I received your name and address. Some freak who said, "Nee." In a high-pitched voice. You like that? We've been talking about Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and that was a good reference there. 4, your refrigerator needs a new decoration. 3, Ross Perot came to me in a dream and told me that you needed something to do on Saturday, February 13th between 8 and 11 p.m., and I said if I didn't provide anything, he would run for president again. Number 2, it's the night before Valentine's Day, which is an overrated thing in the first place, and I provide a cheap date. 1, so that you will go, hang out, and support that acoustic musician guy who usually plays at the Wallingford Starbucks on Sunday evenings. There you go. That's a good one right there. So anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about before I got on that subject, but we've got just a few more songs to go here. I don't know, Instagram you might turn off. I apologize. We can probably reboot it if we do. Honey Bear Bakery. Is it okay that I'm wearing this hat, or is it totally ridiculous?
You gotta keep it on your face. Yes. Also, you've been wearing it all day. Why would you take it off now? It's my favorite thing.
It will offset the seriousness of the song.
We need Bass to weigh in here because you think it's a baby hat.
Oh yeah, Mom, can you message everybody if you remember where this hat came from? Because I keep telling people that it's a baby hat or a little kid beach hat, and that's what I've told everybody for 26 years. But is that accurate? Do you remember? And did you make it? white line around her finger where the rain was supposed to be. There's something deep inside her screaming to be free. She wasn't sure that what she was doing was right, but she knew what she felt, and it was in that life that she took off her rein to reach out for anyone new. To love a little harder, love a little more, to try and find something better than before. The things we will do will make that fire burn, and what we will give away to feel love in return. The ring was only a symbol, like the face that she sees in the mirror. It reminds her of a lifetime's love grown tired by the safety in years. The 2 children and a husband, and a house that was never home. A summer to forget, marked by a white line of regret. Never brought freedom, but only left her alone. To love a little harder, to love a little more, to try and find something better than before. The things we will do to make that fire burn, and what we will give away to feel love and return. Love can be given without ever being received. And moments of passion can be stolen so easily. Because it is easy, it doesn't mean that it's right. White lines may fade when the seasons change, but that desire will only grow stronger inside. To love a little harder, to love a little more, to try and find something better than before. The things we will do to make that fire burn, and what we will give away to feel love. To love a little harder, to love a little more, to try and find something better than before. Things we will do to make that fire burn, and what we will give away to feel love and return. Love a little harder. Thanks. All right, take the hat off for this one.
Matthew's thinking about getting something from Fly for your Fly tattooed on his body. That song, but he wants to know if Babs is in for a certain big birthday that's coming up. Maybe all the brothers and Babs could get a tattoo.
Wow.
together.
So my mom's turning 80 in January, which is really exciting, and she's always wanted to get a tattoo. That's not true. But my brother has a lot of tattoos, and my younger brother, my older brother, I don't think has any. Does he have any? But yeah, maybe we need to get a family tattoo. Mom, are you in for that? Let everybody know.
Let us know, Babs.
I wanted to throw out these.
Bab said no.
Oh. And
Come on, Babs.
that's hilarious.
Is she
Babs.
still up for skydiving though on her 80th?
Mom, yeah, Grandma, do you want to go? You want to go skydiving? Come on, that'd be fun too. In the childhood home, not the first one, but the second one that I grew up in from 1977 until I went to college. This thing before we sold it, my brothers and I went to help clean it up and kind of get it ready to be sold. And after my dad passed away, is this still going? Or we need to reboot it? Okay. And one of the things that we confessed to my mom, which she didn't believe at the time, was that all the boys' rooms were on the second floor, and we could fairly easily sneak out the second floor and shimmy our way down and out. And I never did that. But one of the things that I did do was that the way that the house was, it was a ranch house, like the house that I live in now, but it had this crazy front slope of a roof, and then the back, because the bedrooms were in the back, was sort of more like at a less of a slant. And so one of the things that we used to do, because we grew up in this house across from the Jewish country club called Briar Hall Country Club, that now is actually a Trump national golf course, and just gonna leave that there. But one of the things that we would do is we would go up and tee into the shingles, which I'm sure my dad loved when he figured that out. And we would drive golf balls off of the roof and maybe try to hit the Jewish golfers. And we confessed this to my mom before we sold the house, and she couldn't believe it. And we said, Mom, we got to go up there one last time. I mean, come on. We got to go up there one last time. And so we got my mom, I don't know how old you were, Graham, at that point, and we shimmied her out. And got her up there, and sure enough, she drove that golf ball off of the roof onto the Trump National Golf Course. It was pretty awesome. She is a champ. She's the only 80-year-old, 79-year-old, sorry, Mom, that plays foursquare on the beach and shreds. Haha, Laura Doherty. Oh my goodness, Laura, nice to see you. If you want some good kids music, go find my friend Laura Doherty. She does great kids music. This is one of my favorite songs and favorite stories that I don't have time to tell, but it's about a woman named Helen. And I wanted to put up this map. I had this map. I kept every road atlas that I ever used, and I drove across the country a lot in my Volkswagen van named Freddie. And I kept every road atlas. I still actually have every road atlas up in my closet, much to my bride's dismay, along with my mixtapes and my hats. And every time I would come home from a trip, or sort of at the end of a season of traveling and touring, I would take a black Sharpie and I would write on the road that I drove. And so I have this map, and I dug it out of the attic, and I was going to try to hang it behind me, but it didn't quite work out, and you probably wouldn't see the lines, but it's this amazing web of black lines that zigzag across the country, and fun to think about that so many of those roads I've traveled more than just that one black line. But one of my favorite places to drive across, which most of you all will be like, no way, was Iowa. I always had some crazy experiences in Iowa, and I think on my first trip, heading back from East Coast back to Seattle when I was living there, was had this moment. It was Monday, and it was 7 o'clock, which is the first line of this song. And then I wrote the song from there. I kind of made up this story about this woman. And as the story goes, I went back just to make sure it was all real, and I had my journal, and I could figure out what date I was there, and so I deduced which gravestone it was, and then I tracked this woman down and wrote her a note, and her name was Beverly Dishman, and she's no longer with us, but I met her at a Hardee's with one of her old friends. because why would you meet a stranger at a Hardee's in Clarion, Iowa? That's very sketchy. But I shared the song with her, and she told me about her husband. And honestly, I have no idea if she was the right lady, but it didn't really matter at that point because we had this connection, and we sent Christmas cards back and forth until she passed away. But I wish I had a picture of her, but I don't. Maybe I'll post one tomorrow morning of Beverly. But this is a song that I wrote for her. Every Monday, 7 o'clock, Helen goes to see her love underneath the hollow behind the shady trees, in a place too familiar for them to meet. She brings them flowers every time they meet, and she lays them down on the ground at his feet. The words they share are all too final and set in stone, and they remind Helen of their love and why she feels so alone. 'Cause only God knows why she holds on to that love for dear life. But with a woman's strength, she will wait for that love to be realized. 'Cause there is only one love, and that one love stands alone. There is only one love, and it feels like going home. Helen listens so quietly as her love speaks so silently. She yearns for just one gentle touch, but she knows that one touch will never be enough to soothe her distant heart. All she wants is a brand new start, to love like before. Helen would give her soul and so much more. There is only one love, and that one love stands alone. There is only one love, and it feels like going home. Going home. Going home. Helen's getting older and tired most of the time. She does what she needs to get herself by. A long, long time ago, she thought that her love was gone, but because of a stronger kind of love, Helen still carries on. shed some tears, 'cause that shared sunlight, that there is only one love, and that one love will never stand alone. There is only one love, and it feels like, yes, it feels like, yes, it feels like it's already home. Thanks. There's proof. My mom on top of the roof hitting a golf ball. Come on. There it is. Right there. And for everybody to see. Do you remember where that Helen picture is? Beverly? See, this is one of the joys of being in my home for a virtual concert. I can just pull pictures out. Or my wife can. Don't forget, these are waiting for you. Right here. They're waiting for you. Just got to order anything off of the website. Anything. ChristopherW.com/shop, I believe.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing.
Only instrumental I've ever written. Because Chase the Buffalo had one, so I wanted one. Well, I just got one more song for you. Thanks for tuning in. This is week 1 of 10 weeks. And so next week, next Thursday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Instas and on Facebook, we will be playing The Silence in Between.
Woo!
2000 release. And then I'm going to skip over Side Street, which is the live record from that season, and go to When I Was Everything. Will be the following week. So, and private message me. We can discuss. But I felt like this would be a fun thing to do. And it has been a fun thing the last week, 2 weeks of kind of digging out songs. A lot of these songs I haven't played in 10 plus years. Like that instrumental, I had no idea how to play it, and so I've been woodshedding, which has been fun for me during the season. And my encouragement to you is I haven't been following completely this. I've seen just kind of names pop up, and my encouragement would be if you see someone on here that you haven't seen in a really long time or communicate with in a really long time, follow up with them and reach out, because I think we're all needing connection, personal connection right now, and sometimes it's good to go back to those days of past friendships, past relationships, and right wrongs and wrong rights. That didn't sound good, but that sounds like a country song, doesn't it? Wrong your rights. Write that down. I'm gonna write that down. And I don't know. I thought this would be fun to do real fast too before we do this next song. 1996 fun facts: Independence Day was the most popular film. Braveheart won an Oscar for Best Picture. ER and Seinfeld, most popular TV shows. Dippin' Dots and Lunchables were released. Whoa, 1996. Bill Clinton was reelected for a second term against Dole and my friend Ross Perot. Michael Jordan signed a 1-year NBA contract for $25 million. That was the year the devastating nor'easter paralyzed the East Coast for about a week. Average price of a gallon of gas was $1.23. October 1996, the federal minimum wage increased from $4.25 to $4.75, and that's a very important fact because when I got out of college, I worked at a record store and I made $4.25 an hour. And that was bad because I had a college degree and I worked at a record store. Thank you, Mom, for that. Thank you for your patience. Hotmail was introduced July 4th. A halibut weighing 459 pounds was caught in Dutch Harbor, Alaska. What did we do in 1996 when we didn't have the interwebs? Seriously. In January 1996, there were only 100,000 websites compared to 162 million today. In 1996, Apple stock plunged to a 10-year low of less than $18. It is $462 now a share. Missed that one. February 26th, MySpace came online. February 22nd, 1996. Top 2 songs, Don't Speak by No Doubt and Macarena. Mariah was on the charts, Celine, Toni Braxton, and R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. January 18th, Lisa Marie Presley filed for divorce from Michael Jackson. And July 15th, Charles and Diana signed divorce papers. Red Bull energy drink entered the U.S. market in 1996. Jim Carrey was the first actor to make $20 million to star in a single film, The Cable Guy. And Oprah started her famous book club.
And
there we go. And
your wife graduated from high school.
And my wife graduated from high school, and this came out. 1996. Not this one. Thanks for tuning in. If you please come back for some more hilarity next week. My wife, yes, my wife graduated high school in 1996.
Forget the Macarena.
Did you do that at your prom? And
Sure.
would you guys like to see my wife right now do the Macarena on screen?
No. Yes.
I would.
I have to wear my Dr. Boots.
So thank you for tuning in. We're going to do it again for the next 9 weeks on Thursdays. So come back, invite some friends, friends that you knew back then and that might find this hour, 15 hour, 30 minutes an entertaining evening. So, and if you are so inclined, I make my living doing music. This is 26th year, which is unbelievable after all of the things that I just read and said and all that. I don't get to travel right now, which is how I make my money, because CD sales and cassette sales are not good right now. So if you feel like supporting me, man, I would greatly appreciate it. I know that times are tight for everybody. But if you're able to, I would love to be able to make it through this season and get on the other side and make another record. But next week, Silence in Between, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Sound good? Anything else I need to say? What are you laughing at, Larry? Oh, Bill, my freshman friend from across the hall. She said she will not, Bill. So sorry. I have to tell the story. Because it's so funny and I've never told it from stage. This is the second record that I made. I may regret this. And this song, for some reason, it was fairly new at the time, and we just couldn't get the feel of it in the studio. It just wasn't happening, and it wasn't going to be a full band song. It was going to be acoustic, kind of, with some percussion, and we just kept taking stabs at it. It just was not working. It was not working. It was really late. I was exhausted, and I said, "Hey guys, just hang on a second," and they were like, "Okay." And so they said, what are you doing in there? And the lights were dark. I was like, turn the lights on. And they said, what are you doing in there? I said, well, I was reading the lyrics as I was singing it, and the very first word is vulnerable. And so I was like, I'm trying to get into the space, man, you know, of being vulnerable. So I took off all my clothes and I recorded this completely naked. True story. True story. I did.
Just for the hat.
Yeah, I just wore this hat. And so I reached out to David Miner, who produced this record and who produced The Silence in Between and who played bass on Side Streets. And I said, hey, bro, I want to let you know about this, that I'm doing these things and these concerts, and if you can tune in, awesome. David, I don't know if you're there. I'm going to guess not. And so I reached out to him this week, and I said, do you have any funny stories? And he said, I'll private message you. And he said, I have to tell you the story that probably 2 or 3 years after we recorded, the studio owner called me and he said, hey, I got some photographs if you want them. He said, I don't know if you want to do anything with them, but I'll send them to you. And so he did. And so David's been hanging on to them. I think it's really just me hiding behind my guitar, buck naked. But he let me know this week that those photos have been destroyed. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Vulnerable by a few well-chosen words spilling from your lips into the open air. An unmade choice to close the distance between us, filling the room with what's been hidden there by thoughts of fire and a mind of steel. Words aimed direct, break through to protected by walls weakened from words of truth, carry a weight that is too strong to bear. Every word that is spoken is not always heard. There are always some left hanging in the air. My thoughts of fire and a mind of steel. Only words received have the power to heal. Words come easy to those who let them lead the way. Mine will have its time to speak, so let your heart say what it's gotta say. There's a time to listen and a time to let be. The right words will come easy if they are the ones to be set free. To be set free. These are my hands, these are my eyes, this is my mouth, and these are the words that I want you to hear. Don't know if they're right, but they need to be set free to lead me away from my fears. My thoughts of fire and my mind of steel, which you've silenced all too long. How I really feel. I want you in my life. I want you in my life. I want you in my life. I want you in my There it is. One Man Service Station 1996. Hope you enjoyed yourself this evening. Come back next week, next Thursday, and for the next 9 Thursdays. Silence in between next week. Invite some friends, tag some folks that you think would enjoy it, and have a blessed evening and a blessed rest of your week. Be kind to one another, and again, reach out to those that came across the screen tonight that you thought, huh, that's interesting. Be well.